How are we doing, guys? Moose here, back for episode number 17 of our West Ham United career mode. We're in the final stages of our first January transfer window. We've had some big moves. Of course, we've lost our starting goalkeeper, so that's the first area we're going to have to look to address late in the transfer window. But we still got plenty of money to spend, and we have a bunch of moves that have been both suggested by you guys and ones that I've thought of in terms of trying out. So we got a bunch of options. Let's dig right into it. Get some big name players coming to East London. Come on, you Irons. Alright, so let's take a look at the inbox right now. A couple more scouting reports have come in. We can see the injury from our last matchup. Antonio went down in that cup match versus West Brom. He'll be out for 8 days. He gets hurt all the time. It's absurdity. We have match rescheduled, and Randolph says, thanks for letting him play. Yeah, who else were we going to play, Darren? Use your head. Alright, so we're going to look at the calendar here. You can see we've just played West Bromwich Albion. We lost, so we're out of the FA Cup. We do have Bournemouth in 3 days time, 3 off days, so 4 days time, we'll say. So we're gonna try and get a goalkeeper in by that point. If we can get a goalkeeper in by the 29th, then I think we're in a good position at least, because then we don't have to play Randolph in a season match. So I think he could get us by. I would like to ideally have my new replacement in by that time, and we're gonna get into who I would like that to be right now. So here is the man, Jack Butland, 22 years old, English. That's a big key for me here because I want to, bring in a lot of different players, but also want to keep a nice English background. West Ham's been one of the more traditionally English sides throughout the Premier League. They usually have the highest number of English players in their lineup compared to anyone else, which I really like. I think it's good to have that, sense of nationality, people that players that people can relate to because they might be from your area, things like that. So like a hometown hero kind of player. Obviously, I want to get the best players in, but I also want to have a nice solid English core, and Butland looks to be a future star. We've got some ideas on scouting him. He looks at phenomenal reflexes, kicking's okay, his handling looks very good, so he's a very safe keeper, and then decent positioning and diving, but we'll train him up as well because I want to get him, really escalating in terms of his potential. I think he might be an overall or two lower than where Adrian was. He was 78. I think Butland's probably in the 76 range, so he probably would theoretically go for a bit less than Adrian, but he is younger. So we're probably just I'm gonna have to straight up. I'm not even gonna inquire because I don't want them to give me too much of a counter. We're just gonna go straight in. I'm thinking 9.5 mil. Could be a good deal. He's got a ton of time left in his contract. Obviously, a young player. Actually, I'm going to go straight to 10. We're not screwing about here. We need a goalkeeper. We're bringing in Butland. We'll still have 10.5 mil to play around with following this deal, should we make it. Alright, so that's the first deal. And then I did have some recommendations from you guys. Obviously, this is what I'm looking at in terms of the short list. Plenty of suggestions here. But the couple of guys that I saw in the comments mainly was you wanted me to go after Javier Hernandez. In terms of the striker, Sacco, I had a couple responses that said sell him for the 10.5. I had a bunch more that said counter offer for more money. So we're going to do the counter offer with Sacco. Most suggested was like 11.5 or 12 mil. So we're going to do that counter offer, and then we're going to look at these strikers. We're going to look at Chicharito, Javier Hernandez, Saido Berahino, and also Charlie Austin and Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson was actually the most requested striker. You can see he's got absolute bags of pace, and the thing I really like about him is his strength. Look at that strength rating to go along with pace. You don't often have players with high pace that have good strength as well, so I think he won't get bundled off the ball in the Premier League. He's shown he's a good goal scorer, no question about it. So he's a player that we could look to bring in, develop. He's only 23 years old. We could bring him in, honestly, to play along with the guys we have now. That's how solid he is, to be honest. Okay, but first things first, we're going to go in for an offer for Chicharito. 10.5 million, we're going straight for his value. If we can bring him in, he's a proven Premier League goal scorer. Put him to lead the line straight away if we could potentially bring him in from Bayer Leverkusen. Alright, so if we take a look at the calendar right now, you can see we're 4 days away from the Bournemouth game. We've just put in those bids for Butland and Hernandez, but if we take a look at our finances, we got 20.5 mil. That's not going to be enough to pay for both those players if we can make those deals. We have to ship somebody out. I want to make it a little bit easier for us to do a bit more business. We haven't, requested any money yet in this transfer window, so I think we're going to go into the board. We're going to ask for 4.5 mil. if they can give us all that, I think it would be great. We definitely are going to make our mid-table league finish goal. We're in, what, 4th, 5th right now. It's no question we're not going to drop all the way into a relegation battle. As far as the cup, we've already hit round of 16 in the Capital One Cup, so I think it's a pretty fair amount. We'll see. Hopefully the board will back us, and we'll get a bit more money to try and support the club and make some big deals happen. Wow! The board comes back with $4.12 million. Look at the Dosh DSDG. Hammers through and through. They're supporting the club. Unbelievable. Wow. We're going to snap that up, no question about it. That is a huge amount of money. They didn't want to give us all the funds, but, I mean, they got pretty close. We've lost one youngster, potentially, that we were scouting, but that is phenomenal. So, 2 days until this Bournemouth match. Wait and see if anything transpires in that amount of time. But, wow, we definitely have some funds to make some big moves now. Oh my goodness, Stoke have accepted the $10 million deal for Butland. That is phenomenal, unbelievable news for us. So we're going to be able to offer him a contract already. That is fantastic. I can't believe they went with the 10. See, he's valued right now at 7. We've got some scouting back on him. He's going to be crucial. I mean, no question about it. He's going to be our top goalkeeper straight away. And for Leverkusen, 18.5 for Hernandez. Dear me, not a chance on that one. So it doesn't look like Chicharito will be coming to East London, but Jack Butland looks to be coming from Stoke City. Fantastic turn of events here. Alright, so following that massive Jack Butland coup that we hopefully can wrap up following this matchup, we do have a match against Bournemouth. It's going to be a big showpiece for Callum Wilson, possibly, to prove why we should bring him into East London. Come on. But it's going to be a big matchup. Saka's going to be up front trying to showcase why he should still be our starting striker. Payet in behind him. Lanzini and Morales on the wings. Obiang Kiate through the middle and holding defense, or holding midfield. Reed Ogbonna back in the center. Basically everyone, with the exception of Randolph in for Adrian, that played in our matchup where we beat Newcastle in the league. Alright, here we go. Away at the Vitality Stadium, taking on AFC Bournemouth. Massive matchup. They need the win to, you know, compete in the table. We need it to stay where we're at in terms of looking for a European place. Alright, here's a look at the table. You can see we're in 4th. Bournemouth doing actually pretty solid 13th. They're looking to stay up, so maybe they won't want to sell Wilson for a cheap price. Alright, so a look at the Bournemouth lineup. Boric in goal, Francis Cook, Distan, the former Everton defender, on the back line. Richie going to offer them some pace on the wings, as will Atsu. And, of course, there is the man, Callum Wilson, up top. The Tomlinson behind actually has more goals this year. I think he has 8 or 9 goals already in the Premier League season. And for us, you can see Randolph in goal, Jenkinson, Ogbonna, Reed, Cresswell, Kiate, Obiang, Lanzini, Morales, Payet, Sacco. Fantastic lineup. I think we should be able to do some damage. The youngster out there on the bench, maybe to get another look in. Players to watch right now. Tomlin and Payet. There we go. 8 goals for Tomlin and Payet, both in the league right now, putting on some fantastic seasons. Oh, Wilson with a dangerous header early on, thankfully just inches wide. Payet, great chance. I think he's offsides. No, it's onside. It goes for a corner. He nearly scored to Dimitri. Morales, great chance. Sacco inside. Fight him off, Diafra. It's done very well. Finesse it, far post. It just doesn't test the keeper from there. Kiate with a strike, and that's a banger into the top corner. Cheku Kiate, what a smash. He's hit it from a mile away and put it into the top left corner. Wow, he stings it with his laces. Stings like a butterfly. Finish. I don't know how it goes. I messed the whole thing up. But it's a beautiful goal nonetheless. He hits it true. Upper echelon strike. Top corner. Beautiful finish from Cheku. And if anybody's interested, this gameplay is featuring the new sliders from Operation Sports. The community sliders, check them out in the Operation Sports, EA Sports FIFA forum on operationsports.com. Fantastic work these guys do. because they've had to bring in new sliders because of the new patch just to play. You know, you've always seen from my videos, I want to play a very realistic game of soccer. It's got good pace, a lot of chances as a real soccer game does, not just one or two that you'll see in a 5-minute match of FIFA normally. Saka's won it away. Oh, he went for the audacious chip, but Boric claims it. Another good block, and Wilson with a great chance yet again. He's been all around the ball. He looks very nice. Ooh! Atsu, I don't know if that was a deflected cross or a strike at goal, but Randolph does very well to tip it away. Oh, and it's gone through. Morales is beaten on the header at the near post. It's a simple finish for Distan, his former Everton teammate, you have to say. Randolph does get a piece, but it's from close range. Oh, lovely run from Pedro. Chiate, Payet, Sacco hits it. Good save from Boric yet again. Wins out for a corner for us. Randolph with a fantastic save. Thought Tomlin was going to waltz right through there, but he decided to hit it. Callum Wilson nearly with a banger of a finish. Laid in, but off the outside of the woodwork. Ooh, Randolph with another save. Big hands from the former Birmingham keeper. Wow. Absolutely ridiculous pass. And Tomlin with his 9th goal of the Premier League season. He's just come out of nowhere to score all these goals. Great ball in from Wilson. And that's an incredible first-time shot. Unbelievable chance for Sacco. Can't believe he stayed on sides throughout that. Payet got Morales on the overlap. Loves a cut inside. He's going to finesse it far corner. Great chance. Unbelievable save from Boric right there. See what we can draw up. Payet to whip it in. It's gone in the net. Beautiful finish. That's Morales gets his head on it, and we've equalized in the 55th minute. What a finish. Great ball in from Payet, and Kevin Morales showing why we brought him in from Everton. Look at this. He just drills it in, creating some havoc in the box. The keeper completely misses it, and it's an easy bosh, bang header for Kevin Morales into the back of the net. Chiate finesses it just inches wide of the post. Lovely ball move to create the chance. Bournemouth corner. They had a lot of chances in the first half from these, but not so much here in the second. Randolph with just a heroic save off the line. Cleared away again. Randolph ball. Unbelievable from the keeper. Chiate playing pace. Get in there. Carroll! He's at the post. Oh, I think it hit the keeper. I don't want to just blame Andy right away, as I usually do, but he's got to score that. Even if the keeper does get a touch, it should have been in the back of the net beforehand. Payet. Can he score? Deflected. Did it hit us or them? Oh, it's a corner. Great chance laid on for Dimitri to score. Huge save by Randolph again in stoppage time. He's been man of the match. He's been unbelievable. It could be 6-2 Bournemouth right now. Well, there's the full-time whistle. 2-2 draw. I think we're lucky to get out of here with a point, to be honest. Bournemouth really brought it to us. They looked very good attacking. Dangerous every single time. We scored a couple of nice goals. Chiate, of course, with a screamer, but we're lucky to get a 2-2 draw. Definitely take it. Look at the match facts. It maybe doesn't come off as badly as maybe as I let it on to be. 14 shots for us, 9 on target, 16 for them, 7 on target. Pretty even possession-wise, though. A couple of really notable chances for Bournemouth in the second half that Randolph kept out. And with that, no question, Darren Randolph, my man of the match. 3 points from FIFA and from myself. Moose's mighty hammer of the match. 2 points, I think, has to go to Obiang, who I thought was fantastic in the center of the park. 1 point will go to Kevin Morales, who I thought on the left side created a ton of chances, offered a great outlet, and was very, very strong. Alright, so following that draw, you can see we are at the 30th of January. We haven't heard back from Butland, so it's going to be a nervy final 2 days to see what we can do. If we take a look at the budget, we have Well, it says 24.5 million, 120 on the wage, but that's going to go down when we sign Butland, hopefully. But we still have plenty of money to work with here. I'm going to bump up the wage budget actually a little bit because I have a couple guys I'm looking to sign on pre-contracts. I want to do that, honestly, right now and see if we can get that out of the way. Then we'll see what moves we can make going into transfer deadline day. Alright, so the first player we're looking to bring in, Gregory Vanderveel, 78 overall, 27 years old from PSG. We're going to bring him in on a pre-contract as long as he'll agree to it because he's a phenomenal player. We're losing Jenkinson back to Arsenal, and honestly, he's been very, very poor for us this season, so we need a top-notch right back to come in before Iorfa or anyone like that is really ready to come in. So Vanderveel is that man. We're going to try and sign him on contract expiry. We're just going to give him a 4-year deal, 70 grand, crucial first team. There we go. And now the second player I want to bring on a pre-contract, Andre Carrillo, right midfielder from Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. Phenomenal. Look at the pace, 91 pace, 90 acceleration. His finishing is fantastic. His dribbling's very, very good. He's all-rounder. He's a guy that can score for us, especially playing in like a right wing position. He'll be fantastic. Really think he'll be a great player on the opposite side of Morales. Lanzini then can just kind of be our super sub, bounce in wherever we need him. But Carrillo is the other player on to sign a pre-contract. I think we'll offer him this contract. We're going to go 50 grand, what he wants. We'll give him a 5-year deal, and we'll see if we can go no squad rule first. And we might wait on accepting this one to see if there's any deals we can pull off that we would need the funds for his deal for. But we're going to offer him right now. Alright, so into deadline day, we do get one notification that Butland has accepted his contract offer. Jackie Butland, welcome to the squad. Deadline day signing of our new first string goalkeeper. Fantastic. Alright, 10 million. The transfer sum, 40 grand a week for Jack Butland. We're going to accept. He's in the van. Welcome to the team. Great signing. Alright, so we have now heard back from Carrillo and Vanderveel. They've both accepted their pre-contract deals. We're going to take Vanderveel right now. We're going to accept that. No question about it. Vanderveel going to be linking up with us next season. Carrillo, we're just going to stall for right now because as you can see, we're at 9 million with 120 in the bank for wages. If we take the Carrillo deal out, we'll have about 9 million 70 grand in the bank for wages. So now is when we're going to look to see if we can bring anyone in. Okay, so before we sign that deal, we're going to put in a few bids here. We're going to put in a deal for Mbolo. It looks like a very, very good player. We're thinking about 8.2 million right now. If we can bring him in, that'd be a fantastic signing. Obviously, he's got the high potential and a very good overall already. He's kind of a, career mode must buy, but I've never brought him in a career mode, so we'll see. He might be a player we could look to bring in. We're also going to make a move for Callum Wilson. If we can bring him in, that'd be phenomenal. I think he would be keen to make the move up the table, no question about it, though he might have some faith to Bournemouth, and they might not want to sell him, I think. We'll go for, they say 5.5 to 6.5. We have money to spend, so let's go 5.8 in that range. I don't want to mess about here. We have the money. Give a run for Callum Wilson. Also going in for this youngster, Danny Ceballos. He's a left mid. In the last 6 months of his contract, he's shown great potential. 74 already at age 19. So we're going to go 2.3 million and see if we can get Real Betis to bite on that deal. All right, next we're going to go in for Andrew Robertson. We need some left back cover. There's no doubt about it. Cresswell's really our only Premier League quality left back. So I think if we could bring in the youngster Robertson, could be good backup and cover. So we're just going to go a bit of 3 million for him. And we're going to go in for Nelson Semedo, right back from Benfica. Another guy showing great potential. He's been recommended by you guys. That's where I always like to try and find a few players from. Absolutely. I have my guys, and then I listen to you guys who are my, my scouts as well to bring in some players you think will be valuable for the team. So we're going to put in a bit of 1.9 million for Semedo, 71 overall, right back, age 22, with just rapid pace too. It could be good cover as well for Vanderveel once he comes in. Alright, so we move forward an hour in the window. We can see Basel have accepted that offer for Mbolo, the first possible deal. Bournemouth went 8.5 for Callum Wilson. That is a steep price, but he's a very, very good Premier League goal scorer. Let's go 6.5, see if we can counter offer them there. We'll offer Mbolo a contract. Not sure if I want to bring him in. He only wants 20 grand a week, too. It's such a good deal for such a young player. We'll give him important first team because he could slot right into the first team theoretically. Batiste still want 3.3 for Ceballos. Let's go up to 2.6. Hull want 4.7 for Robertson. That's a deal that I thought this one could be very nice. We could do a combination of Robertson, Ceballos maybe. Benfica want 2.9 for Semedo, so let's go up to, we'll say 2.3. I think that's a pretty fair counter offer at this point. Oh, Benfica have accepted, Hull have accepted, Batiste have accepted, Bournemouth have accepted for Wilson, and Mbolo has accepted. So this is just, wow. So many possible signings here. Alright, so we're going to offer them all contracts at the very least right now. And we have a transfer offer first for Randolph from Leicester. We're going to reject it straight up just because behind Butland we don't have backup goalkeeper cover. So we're going to keep Randolph for the time being. And Semedo has accepted. Robertson's accepted. Ceballos accepted. Wilson's accepted. Oh my goodness. And I think... And we have Korea sitting in the pre-contract acceptance stage. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 transfer dealings that we could possibly, we have to decide from between. There's no way we're going to get all of these players. But wow. Alright, after a ton of deliberation and thought, I think I finally decided which moves we want to go with. First things first, Andre Carrillo. 50 grand a week. It's technically the most expensive deal, but it's also the least expensive because we're not paying a transfer sum, and he's the best player that we could bring. And I think the team right now is very, very solid for this season. We have guys like Moses on loan who are really helping us out. But when they leave, we're going to need a replacement. I think Carrillo offers us the biggest improvement, and thus he's going to be the first guy we're going to have to accept. We'll bring him in on a pre-contract. Alright, so the next deal we were looking at was the Mbolo or Wilson controversy. Which striker do we bring in? And my thought on this was we want to bring in Callum Wilson. He might not have the potential of the Mbolo, but we can train him. He's on, it's a cheaper deal just by a little bit. He is on a bit more expensive wage, but he was a player that was requested by you guys. We had multiple people ask for the Wilson transfer, thought they'd be a great signing. And so Callum Wilson is coming to West Ham United from Bournemouth. Brildon and Mbolo won't be coming at this juncture. Maybe we'll come back in for him at some later point, but right now he's going to be staying at Basel. Alright, and so then the last decision is between Ceballos and Nelson Semedo, and I think right now we're just really deep on the back line. I think Semedo maybe might not get as much game time because we have plenty of center backs. Daniel Henry played well in his opportunity last episode. I thought Oxford's looked fantastic. We have Tompkins, Ogbonna, Reed at center back. I don't think Semedo is going to be able to fit in because we still have a Joey O'Brien technically who can play as a left back as backup for Cresswell. We have Iorfa who's backing up Jenkinson. Tompkins can play at right back if we need him. Ogbonna can play at left back if we need him. So I think we're going to stall Semedo because if we have any transfer movement late on, we might come back in for him. And we're going to take Danny Ceballos right now because he is a better overall player. He's younger. He's got phenomenal, just bags of potential that my scouts have been telling me. So I think it's a fantastic deal right now. And so we're going to bring in Danny Ceballos as a backup for Morales. Wow, some massive deals right now. You can see Chelsea have signed Jerome Boateng. Muller has gone to Manchester United, so that is an unbelievable deal for them. City have given up Silva to Real Madrid. Hummels has now gone to Barcelona. Some massive players changing hands in the final day. Final hours. 2 hours left. We have a deal coming in, possibly. It's an offer for Daniel Henry to go out on loan to Charlton Athletic. So we'll let him leave, see if he can get some experience, maybe bump up around 70 overall if we're lucky. Alright, so we take a look at our transfer business now for the year. Obviously, some of these moves were before we were manager, but from where we started here in January, we've brought in Dominic Iorfa, the right back, and we sold James Collins. We have Morales join the club. Fantastic player, already shown how much he's worth. Butland has now joined the club as our new starting goalkeeper. Vanderveel and Andre Carrillo will be joining up with us next year on pre-contracts. A couple of fantastic players, 78 overall and 80 overall, so really, really solid. Callum Wilson's come in to give some striker depth because our current strikers have not really been performing up to snuff, so we'll see if he can do the job for us. We've also brought in the left fielder Ceballos from Real Betis, a fantastic deal. He's worth $6 million, and we got him for 2.6 because he's in the last year of his deal. unbelievable. He's gone up to 75, where he's already gone up an overall point. We've had him a day. Whereas we've lost players already. We had to sell. Nikita Jelavic left, went to West Bromwich Albion. Adrian, the biggest deal of the window for us in terms of departures, left for $12.5 million to Bayer Leverkusen. Morgan Amalfitano, the right midfielder, went out to Southampton for $2.4 million, and Daniil Henry then left to go to Charlton Athletic on loan, so he will be back to the club at the end of the season. But some fantastic dealings. I hope you have enjoyed it. As always, let me know what you thought of the moves we made this transfer window. Keep your suggestions coming in, because I want to bang through the second half of the season and get into next year. We'll see how high we can finish, and hopefully make Europa competition, some type of Europe competition for next season. So as always, guys, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're enjoying the content, always comment, let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Like we always do with this time. I got to shine.
Welcome to the good life.